What about your role as a senior, maybe even before you became a senior, but those things that you've mentioned that have helped you, do you feel like that has been a benefit to others? Do you feel like your actions have actually taken to others and they're maybe looking to emulate some of those pieces as well?
I mean, I certainly hope so. I have conversations with people on the team uh, pretty frequently about. So I kind of had a unique kind of arc with my career at Lynchburg, of where I've hit emotional lows and kind of hit that hit that low, just dropped, and then have been rising back up. Um, so I know that emotionally, I serve as a good conversation piece for some guys on the team that go through similar kind of aspects. Um, and then like as for the academics and stuff, people do come to me and ask for advice, and I try to instill it to them. But I mean, it comes down to if you're able to function like doing that. So I can say it, but I mean, I do have these conversations with people a lot. But so I'd like to think that people are enacting them, but I mean, I don't want to like definitively say.
Well, I think they'd be smart to do that. Just
Yeah.
from where I'm sitting, I think that would be. If you're watching, folks, you should have already started, but you can start it now too. Speaking of people, you have you and the rest of your graduating senior teammates, have the distinction of being that first class that came in with Sprecher and Coach Reed. Those coaches in our lives have a chance to be really impactful on us and the growth in which you've mentioned. How have Spreck and Coach Reed, Jake, how have they been able to do that for you? What areas in which um, that you pointed out kind of in your growth, where have they fit in that?
So Coach Reed directly fits right into that. He's been the one that's kind of pushed me to my limits. I did not see eye to eye with him freshman year at all. I mean, I didn't understand the values that were instilled in the team. And so, like, because I didn't understand them, they weren't what I was used to in high school. I very much pushed back against that. And I just kind of kept pushing. I just refused to listen to him. I got sent over to Coach Sprack, who kind of kept me in line, kept me timid, like tame, and just kind of helped me kind of develop, not as an exponential rate, just kind of like maintain. And then I kind of plugged back in with Coach Reed after I had some terrible performances. He just kind of gave me that reality call and said, look, like, you're a good kid, but you need to figure stuff out. Because I was low with iron and I was just kind of getting no sleep. So I was just no energy all the time, just performing very poorly. And then Coach Reed was there to not necessarily kind of baby me and be like, look, it's okay. It was, no, it's not okay. You need to fix it. And that was exactly what I needed. And from that moment, I mean, you can ask him. I mean, my life just kind of turned around. And then I started to see eye to eye with him. Like, I was able to kind of function with him at a high level, like converse with him. And it just formed this really great relationship. And he's just kind of been that piece to my growth where he just wasn't afraid to challenge me.
What do you think led you to believe in that message? Because there are a lot of younger athletes that may be in a similar position where they're being told that this is the way they should go, or maybe they should listen to the advice a little bit more, but they're just not ready to fully buy into that. What helps you buy into that message?
I just kind of blindly trusted him. He had the conversation. He's like, look, what you're doing is not working. And he's like, I can get you to where you need to be. And I just kind of was like, okay, like, I need a change, and I will trust everything you say. I'll do everything you say. Like, I'm just going to follow you. And just kind of giving him that blind trust kind of got me to where I am. And I mean, the same with like Reed and all the guys on the team that are on the distance side. We try to talk to like these younger guys who are at that stage that we have been, where they're pushing back. Like, there's different aspects about their life that they want to keep up that doesn't help them. There's not beneficial to them. And like, they'll come to me and say like, hey, how did you get through this? And I just say, you're just gonna have to trust it. I was like, I didn't have an example to follow by. I just knew Coach Jake was like a great athlete in college, but I mean, he didn't have any like tried and proven cases yet. But now, I mean, you look at like myself and Reed, Michaela, just kind of those three, Tristan. You just kind of look at the growth that they had, and I think it's just easier to look into those and be like, look, we trusted with no examples, and here's proof that it does work. So you just have to follow.
brings me to my next point about the LSAs this week, and you being one of the true winners in terms of there being awards handed out, the Ann Gibbons Service Award. If you can kind of enlighten us a little bit more on maybe why you think you received that award based on some of the things that you do on campus and beyond.
So I know on campus, I try to get as involved as I can with different organizations. Something that I missed in high school was kind of that service aspect of life. I didn't know where to find it, but I did this fun little program that was called Santa's Helpers for 2 years, and it was like, so 1 year we wrapped all these presents for less fortunate homes that couldn't afford presents for their kids. We would drop off a Christmas dinner and Christmas presents for their kids. So Santa came to visit, and so I wrapped it, and that was enjoyable. But the next year we actually delivered all of the gifts and everything, and you could see just the appreciation and the joy brought to these families by just like you bringing this like a dinner and gifts, like something that's just extra that they can provide their kids. And so I kind of enjoy that aspect of like impact, like helping kids who may need that figure role or just kind of some kind of assistance that could just make their life a little bit better. So I know through when I was in Sigma Phi Epsilon, the fraternity, we had a partnership with Big Brothers Big Sisters of Central Virginia, and so we would do programs like bowling for the kids, where we would raise money to get a team to go bowl, and all the proceeds would go to the kids, and the kids would come and they would bowl with you, and they were just little balls of energy. Like you wouldn't know that they were like having these difficulties in their life. They're just enjoying it and having fun. And then the one that I enjoyed the most was Healthy Kids Running Series, which is, it's a bunch of kids in the community. The parents bring them out and they have different age ranges, and they go and they do different distances of running. So, I mean, as a runner, that's fun on that side. But you get to teach these kids what health is. You teach them how to stretch, how to hydrate, how to recover, and the importance of being a healthy kid.